my guy, my friend, my brother in Christ. We back. What's going on with y'all, big dog? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope that's your day. Phenomenal. But if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. Today, I think it's about that time, my friend. Duelist Nexus just so happens to be coming out next week, and you're probably wondering, what are the best staple Yu-Gi-Oh cards? What kind of guy would I be if I ain't hooking you up with the sauce, my friend? For today's ragu, I got 5 different categories that'll help you separate the best staples from you stapling those divorce papers together. Top staples are the best Yu-Gi-Oh cards available. You should strongly consider placing these inside of your deck. Solid choice are some really good staple cards and maybe just a level below the top staples. Situational, I mean they good in the right situation. In the right deck, take situational to a whole nother level. It's good in the right deck. That's the situation. And then every married man's worst enemy. Staple those divorce papers together. I think Kanye West said it best. When she leave your ass, she gonna leave with half. So take my money. Don't get in this category. The criteria for this tier list is simpler than a Dino player's brain. Come on, my guy, how hard is it to resolve MISC? I'm building this tier list based on not only how powerful these staple Yu-Gi-Oh cards are against some of the top decks right now, I'm also even considering the strategies in Duelist Nexus because, whoo, there are so many. And I ain't gonna cap, it's almost like when you get in a new relationship, everything seems good. I'll also even be going over some of the new cards in a little bit more detail so you can understand what they do and why do I think they are where they are. The first card is a new spell card in Aqua Rounds. My guy, they put 3 baddies on the card. It gotta be good. Aqua Round can be an extremely good card in the right deck. Banishing a card from your hand and then getting resources the next turn is amazing, but its drawback makes it a lot of effort. If your opponent has no cards, you can't activate the card you banished. What the fuck? This card was like this close from being good to being best, and it had 3 baddies on it. Book of Eclipse, I would still give it in the solid choice ratings. I don't think that it's as powerful as Book of Moon, and the reasoning is because Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring is still considered as one of the best hand traps in the game, and that stops your board breaking card. Book of Moon though, she nice, she real nice. She's also 21 this year. Call by the Grave is 100% situational. I know that I said Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring is the best hand trap, but outside of Ash Blossom, Ghost Belt, and Droll and Lockbird, there aren't a ton of hand traps being played right now, and I think that that trend will continue coming into the next set, especially since decks get faster, stronger, and more resilient. Change your heart, my boys. Everybody in that time when that girl left for a real man. It wasn't me. It was the other guy. Okay, he had a Kashtira deck, and I really don't blame her. She was really after that cream, my boys. I think that Change of Heart is a pretty good card right now, especially if you're playing links inside of your deck. Being able to take your opponent's monster and link it off is pretty good. Click and Echo can only be used for a link summon. When it is, it's summoned to the opponent's side of the field, and then the opponent must play with their hand revealed face up. My guy, that is a lot of work to get divorced real fast. Parts of me want to put it in a right deck situation because a deck like Marine Cess could use this card and then look at your opponent's hand and play around hand interruptions, but they really don't exist. I mean, at least it looks cute. Kinda. If you knew the truth about dolphins, you'd never think they're cute. Cosmic Cyclone, hands down, still one of the best cards in the entire game. The most solid removal approved by TheCaliEffect. I am this years old realizing that this is Cosmic Cyclone. That's just semen. I don't care what you say, and we can run this back as many times as you want to. This should be here, but I'm gonna put it here. Look, man, if you like making your deck ultra inconsistent to potentially stop a card that may or may not be there, you've been scarred. Who was he? Where did he ash you? Crossout Designator is literally for boomers who have PTSD of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, and ironically Dark Hole, because it's pretty good. I personally think that Dark Hole is a better side deck Yu-Gi-Oh card, but players have been giving each other monsters like it's Oprah Winfrey. You You get a monster. You get a monster. Everybody gets a monster. Nigga, I don't want your shit. Dark Hole is also better in a deck where you want your cards destroyed, like if you're playing Vanadium or Dinos, but overall, it's a solid piece of removal. I mean, while we're here, we got to say almost the exact same thing about Raigeki. The only difference is, Raigeki is Raigeki. Dark Hole is Dark Hole. Dark Ruler No More. On one hand, I think that Dark Ruler No More is a solid choice Yu-Gi-Oh card. There's just way too many situations where this card blanks your opponent a board and allows you to play. Then there's Vanadium. They have a trap card to stop this, and a new combo, well, it summons Archfiend Calamity. You see what this guy is doing to Jerez? Yeah, that's you getting your back blown out when Vanadium does this thing. Hopefully the Forbidden List addresses that, but overall, I still think that Dark Ruler No More is a solid choice. Enemy Controllers, Big Dog. This card's actually another old school good Yu-Gi-Oh card. I mean, seriously, guys, look at it. Old school, old school, old school, old school, old school. They're good. Enemy Controller is the ultimate gamer card. It's when you need to play mind games with your opponent. They give you a monster, you tribute it to take your opponent's monster. You could also be switching things to the booty side, kind of like what you be doing to girls at night. Come on, dog, you know you ain't got it like that, but you could pretend. I think decks nowadays are a little bit more prepared for evenly matched because you have to give up your battle phase, and so many decks will just straight up punish you for that. I know for a fact when my opponent says battle phase, I am no longer scared, and I just showed you how crazy Yu-Gi-Oh is right now. I would also say that Forbidden Lance is a terribly powerful card right now. I mean, look at all the other cards that I said were really good. Lance stops it, Lance stops it, Lance stops it, Lance stops it, Lance stops it. Holy, you do not want Lance stopping this. Mind games, my friend. I gave you a monster, you tributed it to take my monster, but I lanced my monster, so you get nothing. Patty with a lance, he's been pretty good for a while though, I ain't gonna cap. You're gonna be surprised why I put Forbidden Droplet because this is actually a solid Yu-Gi-Oh choice. Outside of Cash Terra, this card's godly. Droplet bag, boys. This for the boys in drip. Now, the rule to Forbidden Droplet still is the same. Do not play this card if you can't afford to play this card, meaning that if you can't give up cards to negate your opponent's board and break it, then you probably should figure out an alternative. Fusion Ornament is a new card from Dark Neostorm that I thought was situational at best. And then I thought about it. This card can special summon monsters from the extra deck with no restriction. It doesn't lock you like Fusion Deployment, and it doesn't cost life points like Instant Fusion. You can summon the monster in Exceed, Link, Synchro, Fusion. Holy shit, this card is fucking solid. Getting into those harder to make extra deck monsters became so much easier now. Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer is still that guy. Harpy's Feather Duster, my guy, come on now. Come on now, it's an old school card, solid. I like how the longest Harpies may not have been good, but their broom has been pretty decent. I really like Cash Terra Finra right now against so many decks because it allows you to just summon a monster and apply pressure. Regardless what they have on the field, they have to respect Cash Terra Finra. The new Nibiru in Kiriban allows you to activate it when 10 or more card effects have been, yeah, this card's, yeah, no. Did you hear what I just said? 10 or more card effects. Trap card. This pretty much means that a player has 10 card effects to use before they clap you up. In the main board, I would say that Lightning Storm is a lot of effort. The reason why I value Lightning Storm less than Raigeki, Dark Hole, and Harpy's Feather Duster is because not having cards on the field is actually hard to do. Mangangs, chill. We're playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Not holding all the cards in your hand and don't play anything. Oftentimes after turn 1, if you have no cards to be able to activate a Lightning Storm, you're already down bad and losing the game. Little Opposition allows you to summon a level 2 or lower monster from your deck to the side of the field. Your opponent can also do the same. Yeah, that's a little too gimmicky for me. I can see this working in a niche deck and probably a deck like Sprite, but keep in mind, it's non-searchable, and on top of that, it can potentially give your opponent advantage too. You don't want to do that. Opposing Mirror of the Underworld reminds me of Gores. When you take damage, you get to special summon a monster or inflict damage to your opponent. Yeah. Sometimes, I'd rather just play Gores. Think about it. No one will see it coming, especially the Zoomers. Pod of Greed allows you to excavate cards up to the number of cards your opponent controls and add one to your hand. Then send cards from your extra deck to the graveyard up to the number of special summoned extra deck monsters your opponent has. Yeah, my guy, this card is still a flip effect. Maybe if we were like 2010 or something, it'd be good, but not right now. Plus, why would you ruin the best thing about Yu-Gi-Oh? Pot. Maybe it's because I'm a nerd or something, but every time I see Revolution Synchron, I think of revolutions. Half of me wants to start a riot, the other half wants to turn around and circle. I think that Revolution Synchron is one of the best cards in the entire set. Allowing you to synchro summon from your hand is ridiculous, But then also giving you free access to cards like Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is even more ridiculous. Singing Cuck. Really, Konami? You really putting your boys out there like that and making them sing? I'm not here to kink shame anybody, but yeah, I think this kind of fits the criteria here. Hey, do what you do, big dog. You're a Yu-Gi-Oh player for a reason. Solemn Judgment easily is one of the most solid cards in the game right now. It's really because there's a ton of powerful spell and trap cards, but even more importantly, extremely powerful extra deck summons that this card can stop. I wouldn't say that Solemn Strike is a bad card, but I would say that it will require a little bit of protection, which I think is a lot of effort. Overall though, this card could be on par with Solemn Judgment depending on the situation that you're in, but it can't protect your other back row, which you're probably using Solemn Judgment to protect you from. Super Polymerization, 100%. A card that should be correct in the right deck. It's really, really powerful. Why does Synchro Overtop look like a very poorly made rap battle? I swear to God, Ancient Fairy Dragon's rap name is Biscuit. Let's staple those divorce papers together. Corrupted Gem of Rebellion Snake Eye I thought was extremely good because it literally turns a monster into a spell. That means that it makes cards like Cosmic Cyclone and Harpy's Feather Duster a little bit better, but the problem with this card is that it is not a quick play. I think that it can be extremely good against certain decks and actually really gimmicky if you're playing a right deck to be able to take advantage of it. It should really be no debate. Both Triple Tactics Talent and Triple Tactics Thrust, some of the best cards in the entire game right now. And Wipeout Trap Hole, you know, I'm not even sure if Trap Tricks players have noticed that it existed. I mentioned it and Trap Tricks players were like, there's a new Trap Hole card? Yeah, I think that says about it. And that's all that I have for these staples, tier list, big dog. Of course, if you want to see more videos like this, you already know what to do. Go ahead and check out these amazing ones and let me know what do you want to see next. I hope you're having an amazing day and I'll catch you on the next video.